Good morning, Chapelo. Man, it's good to be back. I was over in Greeley a couple days ago doing some training and popped in to say hi to Sandy, and we ended up having a good long conversation about the cloud, which is always a good topic to talk about. So one of the things that we talked about was it addressed a need that she and Jess had around putting some specific documents up on the cloud and then sharing them out with teachers so that the teachers can work on them not only at school but at home. So I can't exactly remember the acronym, but it was some of the sensitive test data with student IDs and student numbers on it that the teachers need to do report cards, primarily in the elementary school. My initial concern around having student names and numbers on there was that that would violate some sort of law. Fortunately, Sandy quickly contacted the powers that be, and it sounds like we've got the go-ahead to really kind of try this thing. Not only the go-ahead, but it sounds like the district's into supporting this. So I'm really excited to see kind of how far we can take this because it's a pretty cool thing. To give you some background on what I've done in the past around the cloud, we had a rather large accreditation process, and that's some of these folders that I'm kind of have us staring at right now. This accreditation process is a major component of the school sort of looking good internationally and getting our diploma certified. So it's a big deal. Everybody had to work on it, had to spend a lot of time working on it. So the way we've done in the past was through a traditional like network shared folder, kind of what you guys have at Chapelo. My thought was, why not put it on the cloud so that people can work on it, while they're on the beach in Thailand or while they're at their home in Berlin or whatever. Nobody really ever worked on it on the beach in Thailand, but they certainly worked on it outside of school, and it really did kind of get get the staff up to speed with the cloud. What happened then eventually was that we ended up training the 1,700 kids on this cloud technology, and well, it wasn't all 1,700. The kindergartners didn't get it, but we did push it out mostly grades 5 through 12, and it was wildly successful. I'm really sort of proud of that work that I did over there, and I'm excited to see how far that goes. So with that said, I'm looking forward to working with you guys and coming up with sort of some common goals around this, um, figuring out the bugs and figuring out how to apply it to Chapelo. Sandy and Jess sound like they can give us a couple hours of training on Mondays. I believe starting in September, if my memory holds correct. It's pretty early here, and my brain's a little foggy, so forgive me if I don't sound the best. Anyway, it sounds like we've got a couple 2-hour trainings, and those are perfect. So we'll get started if this is the direction we all choose to go within some of those trainings. And then what I've done in the past was I created a video library because basically I was tired of answering everybody's questions. So the things that we would go over in those 2-hour trainings, it's like any class. A certain percentage of people are going to forget, and then they're going to ask you again. So what I eventually did was say, hey, just go to my website. And on this website, it breaks down the Google Drive into all kinds of little components. And all it is these screen capture videos that basically they get to hear my lovely voice, and it walks through how to create folders, subfolders, share with people, share settings, security settings, all kinds of fun stuff. You can see there's a few of them here. Um, on this website, I also created uh, screen capture videos of the email system. This would be particularly important for our kids that have never had email before. They're not going to know how to log on. So we could, we'll train them. I heard rumor that we'll be training them in social studies, which is cool. That works for me. Um, but then again, if they forget, they can go home. They can pull up this website, and they would hear one of our lovely voices walking them through this email system. All right. So that would be one thing that I could help support us with, and would be interested in doing again to to kind of help roll out this training process. Now, let's see. Oh, so let's check out what I've done over in Berlin there to kind of see what we can do. So as I show you this, don't necessarily look at the folders and the subfolders as set in stone. This could be this could take the place of a learning management system in a teacher's classroom. This can take the place of a shared folder on a network school drive. I pulled up our data size on our shared folder. It's like 659 gigs, so it's a bit large for cloud storage. We'd end up having to pay a decent amount of money for it a year, but I think there's certainly some vital folders that we could kind of put up on there and just train everybody to use. So again, as we look at this, start your technology creative brain juices flowing, and let's try and think about how we could best apply this to Chapel. So basically everybody on campus at JFK in Berlin, they have this accreditation folder shared out with them. And it's shared out with just them, so they can't necessarily go out and share it with the public without essentially my permission. We then split it into two categories because it's a fairly big school. We had to break it down some way. Up here you can see who it's shared with. I don't have access to Office 365 yet for the district, so that's why I'm kind of going over it from a Google Drive standpoint. But the work I have done on Office 365, it does look very similar. So, while it doesn't look exactly like this, it all functions kind of the same. You can share, you can edit, you can block, you can delete, all kinds of fun stuff. So again, elementary is then broken down into different subfolders. These are classes. So I could see us breaking our shared folder down into first grade, second grade, third grade, all the way up to 8th, or breaking them down through curricular areas, just throwing up the important documents that we need. Nevertheless, it's a powerful tool. I'm excited to throw it out there. Now let's talk about file types. So we're going to click on Social Studies 15, grade 5, and one of the first hurdles that we'll have is teachers, they might not understand that you can actually throw videos up here, you can throw music up here, you can throw PowerPoints, you can even put flip charts. So Promethean board flip charts, you can put them up here, you can't edit them. Every other document, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, you can edit, and in Office 365 it looks very natural. In Google Drive it looks a little clunky, but I think that's just because Google and Microsoft don't want to play well together. So for them, it makes their life easier. They're never pulling around a USB stick. The dog can't eat the homework unless the dog eats the entire Microsoft Office platform. So not really possible. And this prevents student data loss and all kinds of great stuff. It also makes plagiarism detection so much easier because it turns into a cut and paste rather than looking at a piece of paper and having to type it in. So I think there's some huge selling points. I'm excited to brainstorm with you guys about some of the questions you have and some of the directions you guys want to take this. After we're done this video, or after I'm done this video, I'm going to share out a Google Drive document. Unfortunately, it's Drive just because that's what I have to work with right now. I'll share that out with you, and it's basically like a mind map, and we can use it to figure out what direction we want to take this whole process, and then we can start to create. If you guys do want to create a video library, we can start doing that. And then we'll probably need to create some PowerPoints or flip charts to detail this deployment for the students and staff. So I'm excited to get started on this. I think it's going to be really cool. I think it has a large opportunity to increase communication among the staff, students, and parents. I think, I just think the world of it, basically. Again, thanks for listening to my voice. Sorry it's early. I'm kind of, just waking up here. But, yeah, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.